Hmm?
Oh, Will sent us something in the chat, or in the caster chat. When you get a second. Oh man, yeah. Hopefully this game loads up real quick. Casper, you really need to fix your toaster, dude. Yeah, I think the biggest. I really favor blue team in this game, but it's gonna come down to how big a Kali gets.
Yeah, Akali, once the snowball begins, it's really
Yeah.
difficult to stop it. One of the
Yeah.
things I really think is that if you have Ignite, it should reveal stealth champions,
Uh,
but it does not right now. That would
I
really, really help.
I hate that. I hate that so much. It says it. Doesn't the mechanic say that it reveals? I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, it says it grants vision of enemy champions who are ignited, but
Yep. Doesn't give true vision though.
yeah, it doesn't give true vision. But yeah, point taken in from Captain Buns. Both Wukong and Akali are very, very snowbally. So if either of them get ahead, the game will be very, very rough for Red Side here. But at the same time, Riven and TF, like a Fed TF, will tear your team
Oh
up.
yeah.
It won't be as huge. Like it won't be 1v5 Wukong goes in up, everyone dies. But it will be like TF shows up, one shot somebody, and then immediately the turret goes down.
Yep. And but we're saying we favor blue team, but that's just because I think Stretch and I have similar feelings where we don't really like pick comps very much. But purple team does have a really, really strong pick comp with the Morgana binding, with the TF gold card, and the X and Udyr. So there is hope for purple team. It's just going to be really, really hard for a pickup group like this to be able to pull that off.
Yeah, because what happens with these pick comps is pick comps mean that you have to have proper ward coverage and control, and unless you're in like an organized environment or the guys or you're in your voice chat, which we always encourage in these games, but you still need someone who knows exactly what to do at any given moment in the game to kind of direct people where they're supposed to be in time so that it's still relevant. So you have to have very quick map movement to make these pick comps work.
Yep. And that's not to say that it's based on just the purple team doing perfect, because it is possible that the same flaws that happen for pulling off pick comp definitely work for someone going against the pick comp, because they can just walk into a pick comp without thinking about it, and that can turn a game. It happens to everybody in solo queue, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, and we're finally in the game, guys. Holy moly. Let's see what's going on. And you don't just to make the point, we don't expect Akali to go top and Wukong to go mid, right? With that teleport, I anticipate Wukong mid or Wukong top.
Yeah, I'd say Wukong top is the most logical thing to happen here. Usually
Well,
he is a top laner.
Yeah, as a hypothetical, I would really like Wukong against an Akali, or against the TF, because TF has a really hard time dealing with that devastating blow.
Yeah, he also has a very hard time just dealing with Wukong. Let's say TF burns his red or blue card on just the wave to either clear or get some mana back. If Wukong decides to go in at that very moment, he's got no way to really peel Wukong off of him. And Wukong can get a ton of damage down, and then he'll be just in trouble in general.
Yep, that's true. And alright, looks like the pause is finally over. Everybody's back connected.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Get these lanes swapped up here.
Alright. No lane swaps coming in. Should see the 2v2. And I would expect both junglers to start on their bot side. Bot side neutral camp, not the big buff.
Yeah, for sure. And the reason we're saying that is because you can get a very nice leash from your AD carry and support from the bottom lane, and it just makes your jungling experience a lot easier. Sometimes you can go top lane, but it requires your top laner to be a little bit later to, or just, you don't get as much damage down as you would on the camp that you would from bottom lane.
Bit of an early invade coming in, trying to get some nice Morgana binding onto the Rex side, but it shouldn't be enough damage. He's able to just kind of slink away here.
Yep. He's going to walk back, probably go to base, and then recall and head back into the jungle here. I'm not sure if Red's going to stick around and actually take this camp that they look like they want to. Yeah, it looks like that Vision Ward's going to at least make them take a couple steps back. I don't know if they want to go for a second binding or not.
One of the things about this new jungle is stealing a buff away isn't as significant as it was before, just because of how potent the Gromp and the double golems are nowadays. You can definitely manage without a buff much more easily nowadays.
That's very, very true. Wukong is going to step into the red side jungle here. He looks like he's going to lay down a ward and get some vision to see exactly where Udyr's going to start. So now they know that Udyr is definitely starting his blue buff, and they're considering actually invading that that red buff to take it, but their enemy or their team pings to back off of it as it's just a little bit too risky.
Though I do like the that was nice movement. He knew most of red team was down on the bot side, so he just used that opportunity to get a free move and get a free ward down.
Yeah, for sure. So, like we said, both junglers going to start on the bottom side, smaller camp, and that's going to mean that they have easy jungling time to go through here. Top side, no action yet. Stun goes down from Breathless onto XJA in the mid.
Yeah. Like we discussed, we should be seeing a bit of a gold lead coming in for this TF for the first couple levels between his passive and just ability to bully Akali off. But that really comes down to Akali. Akali is such a skill-based champion. It's so hard to determine what she's going to do.
Yeah, it definitely is. So it looks like we've got a little bit of a jungle lead between Udyr and Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai just now finishing up the red buff camp, whereas Udyr has already done Gromp, Blue, and now Wolves, so there's a little bit of an experience lead there.
Yep, and as we see in the mid lane, we're seeing a 6 CS difference. It's basically a wave on this Akali, and Akali's ripping through her potions really quick. She did a smart thing and went boots pots, because she knew she was going to get bullied so hard. So she picked up the right items here so she could dodge the wild cards and sustain off with the gold cards that she's going to be taking for the rest of this lane.
Yeah. Oh, hook lane's in the bottom lane, but looks like Spell Shield is already down, and Casper actually goes in for the Flayed. Not a lot of follow-up damage comes out of Jinx, and he's going to take a turret shot for his troubles. Top lane, They Call Me Jim, goes in on Sukujin, and he's going to stealth out of that one and head up towards the brush there. Udyr's looking like he wants to come in for the gank, and the Ignite goes down from They Call Me Jim. Last auto attack will take out Sukujin as he tries to escape from the turret. First blood to Riven.
Yeah, that was a little bit greedy there. He had already gotten out with the stealth, and I guess he went back in because he didn't expect all of Riven's cooldowns to be back up, but she's Riven, guys. That's all she has.
Yeah, the cooldowns are almost always up. It looks like the Chompers go down, but that Spell Shield is going to prevent not only a lot of damage, but also the CC from the Chompers, saving Lance Tao's life. Great play on Dread Warrior's part. Mid lane, Dark Crimson Blade comes in from the jungle, flashes the wrong direction. Breathless actually jukes him while he's underground and can't quite see him fully, and that's going to mean DCB no longer has a flash on that Rek'Sai. It's going to be a little bit harder for him to get into these lanes and get these ganks down.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually really impressed with the way this bot lane is playing. The Jinx, the blue side bot lane. Despite Caitlyn having that huge range advantage, this Thresh is landing all the hooks that matter, and Jinx has been able to build about a 5 CS lead as they go, which is not the way I expected this lane to go immediately.
Yeah, you really expect Caitlyn to always have that range, or that lane pressure due to her superior range, but Jinx can match that a bit, being able to switch between rockets and her machine gun, but it does cost her some mana. That's why her mana is quite low there. But they're holding their own quite well.
Yeah, bit of an unfortunate roam coming out of Wukong there. He came at an awkward angle. He was trying to roam onto the Twisted Fate there, and unfortunately they did not have any CC to keep the TF locked in. If they had combined that with a Rek'Sai roam as well, they might have been able to pick up a kill. Instead, it just ends up costing Wukong 5 or 6 CS.
Yeah, bottom lane, Casper had landed that hook and went in and landed on his exhaust, but it did not come to any kill. Top lane, They Call Me Jim, goes in on Sukujin. Was that the stop juke? Sukujin with balls of steel just says, you know what, I'll eat all 3 Qs. It causes some hesitation, but doesn't really avoid any damage there. They Call Me Jim shields out some of that Nimbus Strike damage, and it's going to be... He's in a really nice position in this lane. He's got the 3 longsword build, which means he's going to want an early Brutalizer, probably going to get a Tiamat as well, and once that happens, Wukong could be in a lot of trouble. Mid lane, Dark Crimson Blade goes in on Smuckus. Smuckus gets ignited and tries to flash out. XJA flashes in, tries to lay down the Q, it's not enough damage. Breathless actually gets the yellow card down, and that's going to be the kill cleanup. DCB gets the slow from his smite down, but gets stunned out by Udyr. Smuckus turns around, bears him in the face to save TF's life, and pick up another kill. Well played on Red Team's part.
Holy moly, TF just did some monster plays right there. That exhaust actually just saved that team fight. He managed to get the exhaust right onto DCB as DCB was trying to finish off Udyr, which ended up forcing the Akali flash separating DCB and Akali, allowing TF to just kind of pick them off one by one.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was some good decision making right there. Unfortunately, it's costing Wukong big time. He missed out. Or he'd already missed out off that roam and that early death, and so he tried to roam to clean up TF again, and unfortunately just didn't make it in time. And we're seeing a huge gold discrepancy in this top lane.
Oh yeah, it's enormous right now. It looks like there's about a 700 gold lead for Riven in this lane. Not only that, but he's sitting on 900 of it. So once he goes back to this next buy, it's going to be enormous. Sukujin's clone is down. He does not go in for the last auto attack on Riven there, or Riven does not.
Yeah. This is going to get really, really unfortunate for Wukong. He went Glove 5 like we talked about, but he's invested 360 into those rejuve beads, which are not combat stats.
Yeah.
So as soon as Riven spends her money and comes back to lane, she's going to have her item plus 360 gold advantage on Wukong.
Right.
And it's going to be really, really bad. I feel a little bit bad for Sukujin. Ooh, nice roam coming from Akali, but Riven's a little bit too mobile. Didn't really expect Akali to be the first one to roam out of this mid lane.
Yeah, for sure. Touching on Wukong's build one more time, he actually, I believe, started double rejuve bead 3-pot, which is what I used to start on Wukong when they changed how pots work, and everyone was going, well, just buy seven health pots and a couple mana pots, and that's your start. There you go. So, like, I did that in order to save money, because it used to be all potions, and like you could get away with that because the other person was also not showing up with any combat stats.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about before they did the cap on pots.
Yeah, and because people were like, well, Flask is way too expensive, and because they had changed it, I think it was way too cheap when it first came out, then it was way too expensive, and then people were like, well, 12 pot start, that's the way to go. And I was like, well, no, screw that, they'll rejuve be 3-pot.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, I think you're right. He did go the double rejuve. It does look like he's trying to turn that double rejuve into a Tiamat, but I don't think he's going to get the opportunity this early in the game. Nice hook coming onto Morgana.
Yeah, but she's actually going to turn it right back around in their face, lays down the ultimate, the binding lands, and it looks like both the AD carriers are going to be there fighting each other, though. No focus targeting on anybody there. If they had focused the same target, that would have gone much better for either side.
That is the struggle of a support, man. You make excellent plays onto the enemy support, and you expect your ADC to follow you up, and unfortunately the ADCs end up dueling each other, splitting their damage, and all of your great plays just amount to nothing.
And it's just like, well, now all I have are these cooldowns. TF teleports into the bottom lane. Flame Chompers go down. He steps on him. Yellow card comes out. It's not enough. Rek'Sai ultimate coming down to the bottom lane to respond, but it looks like this play is already over. Rek'Sai might have to just take this ulti and not do anything with it. Digs underground, flashes into the lane, knocks up Caitlyn. Caitlyn flashes back out, Zap lands onto her, but they're going to turn their attention to Dread Warrior in the brush. Last hit from ISG Casper is going to pick up that kill, and it looks like Rekinator chases Caitlyn under the tower, but gets a little bit squeamish. Could only take about 2 more turret shots, and he's going to have to use 1 exiting, so it's a good move on his part to walk away.
Absolutely. If Blue Team was thinking about it, that would be a free dragon right there. They could push this wave up and just walk over and juggle the dragon down real quick.
Oh yeah, for sure. With DCB and Casper, well, there it is. That was a good roam on Riven's part, and that's an easy pickup on for her. Just wind slash from the brush, pick up a kill, and walk back into lane. That's only going to extend her lead in that lane further. It's going to be super rough for Wukong. DCB shows up in mid lane. Breathless lays down the yellow card, and that's going to mean he's going to live here. The Q lands from DCB, but I don't think he can close out this kill. No, he's going to have to turn back around.
That was good decision making by DCB. He would have had a bad day because that exhaust is up on TF. As soon as he unfortunately, TF catches the rocket while trying to back.
Yeah.
Oh man.
These things happen.
Yep.
Gold lead right now is 2K in the favor of red team. Sukujin in the top lane goes and dives towards Riven, but has to back away once again. They Call Me Jim is doing a great job of maintaining his lane pressure here in the top lane, and he's doing a good job of farming as well. Sukujin's trying to find these openings where he can gain a foothold in the lane back, but Riven is just not letting him have anything.
This is really, really rough. The two solo lanes from Red Team are just running over this game. Nice binding onto... Nice binding followed by a Morgana ult. Just catches Jinx completely out right there.
Yep. Reckonator just got destroyed there from that combo from Morgana, and that's going to give a little bit of lane pressure there to red side in the bottom lane. This entire wave's going to get completely wasted either on Casper or to the turret. As Reckonator is going to be dead there. And pings are going down saying that Akali's coming up from the river, but Akali is getting a little bit squeamish. She says, you know what? That's too many people. You know what? I've changed my mind. Now that Casper is here, I'm going in. Dread Warrior is the focus target from ex-Japs, but it looks like he's going to have to stealth here. Goes in for the kill. Does pick up the kill on Dread Warrior, but it looks like Smuckus is just going to try to clean up. No!
Yes!
Destiny! It's finally enough damage. Why? Because she was at 10 health.
Oh
if she's at 10 health, then yeah, you can pick up someone with Caitlyn ulti.
Oh, yep.
TF tries to teleport to the bot lane, but actually gets interrupted by Dark's Crimson Blade in the mid lane. Smite goes down for the slow, and it means that Breathless is going to have to flash over that wall. Reckonator shows up into the bottom lane to react to a hook from ISG Casper, but it looks like no, he's not going to hit this Udyr that's in front of Casper, and instead they're going to try to focus target Caitlyn. Rocket comes out, and that will be enough to get the kill. Lantern goes down. It looks like Udyr's going to try to body block, but actually walks off of the Lantern, and that means that Jinx can get on it and get away. The bus does pick him up and take him to school. DCB shows up to gank on Smuckus, knocks him up, spin on him, bites him, and gets the kill. And now it looks like it's Breathless who's in trouble here. He's got to really back up. Q land, so DCB knows exactly where he's at. He misses the gold card, and he is going to be able to get away towards the turret there. Blue team needs to spend their time trying to get this dragon down, because that's going to be the thing that really slingshots them back into this game.
Absolutely. It's going to be a little dangerous at this point, though. They've spent so long being indecisive that, honestly, Morgana and TF, if TF decided to stay, could harass them off between the Dark Binding and the wild cards.
Yeah, they do need to be very, very careful there, but it looks like since Red Team has backed off, they're going to be able to take that one fairly easily. Sukujin in the top lane looks like he's regained some of his control as he forces They Call Me Jim to shield or Valor dash away. Flip comes out from They Call Me Jim. Sukujin starts spinning, and he's going to follow him into the river here. Wind Slash actually misses.
No.
Jim comes back up. The cooldowns are 2 days short. Reckonator in the bot lane is in a tight position as Dread Warrior lands yet another binding onto him. Has the jet.
Caitlyn, take a knee, thank you!
Caitlyn takes a knee, 2 for 2 this game.
Alright, how about that, man?
Alright. You're starting to prove me wrong, but at the same time, I think you're building a Phantom Dancer first, and I would not do that at this point.
No, oh man! That was an excellent binding to fort the flash.
Yep, and then Smuckus shows up just the right time to clean up the kill. Rek'Sai is teleporting into this bot lane, possibly to try to save this turret. I imagine Q's going to come out, it's going to pop up from the ground, and try to clear this wave.
Please don't go Rek'Sai. This is going to end poorly for you.
No, you can do it. You can do it, bud. There we go. That's all you need.
No.
That's all you need. All right, dives under the ground. He's going to get the healing back. Red side has to play this a little bit more slowly. The rocket from Jinx did come out, so they don't know her exact position in the lane. He goes back in. He gets exalted on the turret, which means he's not going to be able to do enough damage to Udyr to take him down and get those sweet, sweet double buffs.
Yep. That was a little bit rough right there.
He got to crack the hard jungler outer shell to get to the sweet, sweet double buff nectar.
Yep.
That's about it.
What are you talking about, man?
Well, he was trying to go to get the double buffs, man.
Yep.
I love double buffs.
Double buffs are the best part of this game.
It's just like, what? You ganked me, but I killed you. Are these double buffs? Oh, I'm sitting here for years.
Yeah, right?
In the mid lane, Casper goes in 1v1 against Breathless. Flayback, where he's going to land a couple auto attacks. Yellow card comes out. He's sitting in the middle of a couple minions. He's going to back up, not able to follow up anymore on that attack.
We also see at this whole time, Riven is just controlling the top side blue jungle by herself. She is not afraid of anybody right now, and she should not be.
Yeah, definitely not. She's got a great gold lead on pretty much everyone else in the game, and she's got the ability to really just jump over the walls and have a lot of mobility. So she's just going to use her mobility to not only get into lane, get back into the jungle, and just have pressure even outside of her lane. That's great to do when you have that sort of advantage.
I want to point out too, these TF ults have been pretty much spot on. The only one that, I think there was only one that missed, and that was just barely.
Right.
So Breathless, you know, he's our level 23. He is putting up a monster performance this game, guys.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's doing a great job in his lane here, and like we said in the beginning of the game, a lot of this red side power is going to come out of plays being made from their TF, considering he's part of their siege ability and he's part of their split pushing ability. So it's going to be up to him to really put his team in a good position.
Yep. I would like to see right now the Caitlyn Morgana roam maybe to this top lane. I feel like this duo bot lane from red side needs to move on the map right now. Because a gold card. Ooh, Kite, take that.
Yeah, mid lane, TF goes down. Bottom lane, Reconator's being the focus target here. Actually, she throws out the rocket and picks up the kill. But it looks like it's going to be Casper versus Lance Tao now, and it's not going to be a good spot for Thresh to be. He's going to have to walk away from that one, though. Does have quite a bit of taking in his top lane. DCB jumps over the wall. They call me Jim, is getting taken out by the turret and DCB. And it looks like Japs is going to show up from the lane. Now it's going to be one dash. He's looking for the second dash on the Riven, but the stun from Udyr is going to prevent him from getting it before she leaves Fish, and Riven shows back up into the fight, takes out DCB, and it looks like Akali's going to dive under turret to pick up Udyr. Now it's 1v1 Akali versus Riven, but at that health amount, there's no way that Akali without items is going to be able to take out that Riven.
She had already used all of her dashes chasing down Riven in the first place, and then she turned on to the Udyr to finish him. So as soon as that dash was down, she had no potential to outplay Riven there. That was just rough timing. Riven's just too far ahead at this point to really try to tango with 1v1.
Yeah, it's a really rough situation. You need to catch this Riven out in either 2v1, 3v1 situations, really put her, set her back in the game, because as she is right now, I don't think there's anyone who can really 1v1 her as long as Riven plays the situation correctly, and even the 2v1s are pretty risky. And we see Morgana sneaking up, Riven's trying to bait this Wukong in as deep as possible, and Morgana comes up for this gank right here. Here it comes. Oh, jeez. Comes out. Rek'Sai's going to show up to the fight as well, but she's going to be a bit too late. Wukong is already down, and now Rek'Sai, there's nothing that she can do. She's going to have to back it up, possibly try to defend this turret. But that's all about. Yeah, that's all about all they can do. TF is doing a fantastic job of just showing up to these side lanes, making plays happen, rotating back to the mid lane, and keeping his mid lane turret up. That's exactly what you want to do on TF. That's really good. It's just really good TF play right now, and Udyr even comes down to help cover this bot tower, so they aren't going to lose any map pressure as the blue team or as the red team. Yeah, Rek'Sai ran over. Yeah, Udyr's in the bottom lane trying to get a fight down for Caitlyn to follow up on. Stun goes down onto ISG Casper, and a couple auto attacks from Lance Tower are going to follow up. But it looks like the ultimate from Jinx is going to do a significant amount of damage. Caitlyn takes a knee! Thresh flashes over it, actually. Does not block, and that means that Jinx will go down in this fight. Thresh is out one hit, but it looks like Akali's going to show up from the mid lane. Followed directly behind by TF. Akali's going for one more kill, can't land the last hit that she needs, and it looks like Caitlyn's going to walk away from that one. Caitlyn doing a fantastic job of picking her ulti targets and cleaning up these kills that otherwise would have walked away. Yep. No, Caitlyn's performing extremely well. The only reason Udyr died right there is he put a little bit too much focus onto nice goal. Does Gold Card stop the Rek'Sai tunnel movement? Is that what I just saw? I think it actually does, and it looks like it's going to be 2 more kills for Red Side here. Red Side's pulling very, very far ahead. At the 19-minute mark, we're already looking at a 9k gold lead, and the second dragon has spawned right now. It's up to Red Team with their map pressure to show up, get this dragon, make sure that Blue Side doesn't get it, because once Blue gets a dragon, that's a significant dragon that's going to help them get back into this game. But even with that first dragon for Blue Side, I feel like they're going to be hard pressed to come back into this one since the gold lead's so far away. Yep. This is going to be heartbreakingly hard for Blue Side once they pick up this power spike, because that's 6% buff from Dragon after you've already completed items when you're already winning team fights. It's going to be so hard for Blue Side to win team fights now. Yep. This is going to be rough, man. It's going to be very, very hard. Now, really, it feels like Red Side's got their pick of the litter as to how they want to close out this game. They've got a significant gold lead, which means they can play off their split push potential, and actually they don't even have to send TF or Riven into that lane. They can they don't even have to send TF or Udyr into that lane. They can send Riven up there, because at this point in the game, like we said before, there's no one on the blue team who can 1v1 that Riven. They have to send multiple people up there. I really like the idea of using Udyr in a 4-man squad to siege with, simply because he peels so well with that bear stance. Oh yeah. So if they siege a tower with Caitlyn Morgana and then just use Udyr as strictly a peel bot, they should be able to use Riven in this ideal split push situation. DCB looks for the kill on Breathless, but it looks like he's not going to have enough damage to close it out there, and the Jinx Rocket actually misses in that team fight. It looks like everyone's backing up here in the brush. Casper's looking for more blood. His hook should be up in a second. Black shield goes down. Exhaust goes down on Morgana as well. The hook comes out and lands, and that's going to signal the kill follow-up. Reckinator in the back line looking like he wants to try to get some damage down, but Riven is just running completely towards them. No one is there who's going to block this Riven, and she's going to destroy the entire back line, and that means that Red Team's going to be able to start forcing down this inner mid lane turret. Another goal lead for them with a one-team fight and this turret now.
With both Caitlyn and Riven surviving here, and TF has excellent tower pushing, I would expect 2 towers to go down here if they push as hard as they possibly can.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really, really telling for the blue team, though, because that was the kind of this 5v5 team fight they wanted, and they just got blown out of the water there, so I don't know what blue team can do from this point.
Yeah, it's very rough. Red team's probably going to play it safe here and back up, not go for that inhibitor. Rek'Sai, as he comes down, he's going to teleport to his own chicken camp. I don't know if he can take this one. He does get the damage down on Caitlyn. Caitlyn walks a little bit too close to the flame and gets burned, but the kill will follow up. Bootier picking up the Rek'Sai at the end of that play.
Yeah, that was, you really don't want to get into these 1v4 situations. Even if you go 1-for-1, it's just going to be bad for you.
Hook goes down on Breathless from Casper, and now he's caught in a tough situation. Akali uses her second dash, throws out another Q. Jinx Rocket comes in, doesn't pick up any kills, but it looks like Wukong's going to spin in the middle of the fight and pick up Riven. One more auto attack, nope, it does not crit, and that will not be a kill on Dread Warrior. And instead, Reckinator is going to have to back up, get this mini wave push up, and try to get this mid lane turret down, because they're really, really hungry for gold right now, and they've got to get anything they can take. I'd actually say, you know what, this could possibly be a Baron attempt. They've got to do something.
Yeah, the blue team definitely has to make some sort of aggressive play. Baron might be the only thing that can bring them into this game at this point. It's too unrealistic to try to get 5 dragons when they only have 1. I would like to see them pick up a stockpile of wards and try to force a Baron play, because they don't have anything else at this point.
Yeah, they've really, even the wards though, if blue team tries to set up some sort of bait around Baron, aren't going to be too effective just due to the fact that TF ulti is going to be able to spot out absolutely everyone on their team at the same time. So they're in a rough situation right now. They have to basically make a quick pick before TF can spot them out, and that's just hard to do.
On the other hand, I feel like red team needs to just walk up and take this inhibitor. Blue team cannot win the 5v5. They need to just group up as a 5-man. Riven needs to stop pushing for about 2-3 minutes and just go take that inhibitor, and then that frees up so much of the map.
Oh yeah, once that inhibitor's down, that just puts constant pressure down that lane, and they can rotate out to basically whatever they want to at that point. Yeah, once an inhibitor becomes open and available, you no longer need to do any split push plays. It looks like Kala gets almost caught out and killed there. She walks over a ward. Caitlyn could have possibly taken a knee, but I guess she got out of vision before it could happen. Morgana trying to keep the vision up, but it's not going to be enough damage. It looks like Rek'Sai flashes into the middle of the team on the back end. Morgana picks up the kill on Akali. DCB wants to get in on Breathless. The hook does not land due to the flash. Smuckus flashes in and gets the bear stun down onto Casper, and he might burn down in the backline. No, his potion keeps him alive. Jinx gets completely picked out there. They call me Jim, showing up at the right time to pick up the last clean kill there. DCB now in a tough situation as he's got to try to run away from the enemy team. He does try to make a little bit of a brush juke as he dashes the other direction, knocks up Caitlyn, but that's going to stop his movement, and now he gets caught out by the rest of the enemy team. And now red team looks like they're going to try to go for their turret possibly. I think that's the right move considering that they're pretty far away from that middle lane inhibitor. They should just take what they're near.
Unfortunately, that fight just kind of broke the wrong way for red team because Wukong's TP was down, and as soon as the gold card came onto Akali to open that fight, Riven started booking it down there. It took Wukong about 20-30 seconds longer to start moving, and he never had the opportunity to even be there. Oh man, Udyr just tower dives.
Yeah.
That man has so much armor. What is this?
Rek'Sai comes down. She's going to get to the back of the enemy team. I'm not sure that's where she wants to be, though. Blue team or red team's going to be able to follow up before blue team can get in there, and he does end up going down. Jinx Rocket lands, and it looks like Wukong is trying to get into the middle of the fight. No, he just burns his clone and doesn't dash in on anybody. It looks like Reckinator and Casper is split up. This is not a good fight for blue team. They call me Jim. Just gets hooked into Thresh, and that's only going to bring him closer to more gold in his pocket. Breathless catches out Reckinator as he tries to sneak out the back door, and they shut it right in his face. Quadra kill for Riven, and they're going to push in on this turret once again.
Oh man, that should be probably double inhib. That fight broke when it started off really well because they managed to pick off Caitlyn immediately in the fight. Unfortunately, Riven killed 2 people off on the side by herself in a 2v1.
Yeah.
And that's never a good thing to have happen to your team.
Yeah, they're in a really rough situation right now. Riven's shield is roughly 400 HP on about a 4-second cooldown, so you know that's a thing that Riot allows. Oh my goodness, the dash actually does not get stopped by the binding there. Now that means that Dread Warrior is going to go down. Hook over the wall from Casper does not land onto Breathless, and that means he's probably going to get out of this team fight scot-free. Dragon has spawned, and now both teams are looking towards that dragon. They want to make sure that buff in their pocket.
Blue team needs to walk away from this dragon and try to give it to red team, and during that time they need to just go for Baron. They need to make the aggressive Baron call. As we see a pause coming in here, not really sure. Looks like Udyr disconnected, and he's right back.
Yeah, he's back in. So it looks like the situation that we're in is that Blue is going to have to make some very risky plays in order to get themselves back into this game, because as it stands right now, if they keep playing the game normally and safely, red team's just going to close it out. There's not much you can do about that.
Yep. I just want to point out one thing, one interaction. Oh my god. This TF might be able to win this fight. Yep. Udyr just comes up and punches Akali in the face.
Yep.
I don't think Breathless, this is just an observation for him specifically, your ult gives true vision, dude, so if Akali ever goes invisible in front of you like she just did in that last team fight, just pop your R and kill her. If you had done that immediately, it would Morgana would not have been forced to chase that down, and it would have been a much cleaner team fight. I mean, it still worked out in the end, but it's just something you could have done a little bit different.
Yeah. DCB gets caught up by They Call Me Jim and lands Tau. Caitlyn takes the knee, it's not enough damage. That means that They Call Me Jim's going to flash the wall and clean that up.
Does it count as a Caitlyn kill if she shoots Riven at the Rek'Sai? Is that a thing?
No.
Okay.
No.
I want a gun that shoots Rivens at people. That'd be pretty awesome.
That would be pretty messed up.
Yeah,
like, just imagine 2 Rivens on the same team, even without being shot out of anything. It's still messed up.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. We do see a pause coming in, and I think Thresh DC'd. So we'll see what happens, guys.
Yep. So Thresh had DC'd there. That's why he's sitting over in the river near Baron Pit. I guess he came back. Oh yeah, he's moving, so I guess he's back. Yeah, he moved and then recalled.
Oh man, this is pretty rough for blue team.
It was.
Oh man.
So middle lane, it looks like Casper's got the hook down on the Dread Warrior. The box comes down. It looks like that's going to open up Breathless to getting taken down by Akali. It's going to take 2 dashes. No, she's still not going to pick up the kill in the backline. Now Casper's in a hard-pressed position as TF uses not only his ulti to get the vision on Akali through the Shroud, but then follow up with the gap close to get the stun down on Thresh. That was beautiful.
That was a perfect TF ult right there. Grathis has really impressed us this game, I think. This is probably game, I feel.
Yeah, P-Tuck's asking in the chat, so what was the point at which you think they could have stopped the Riven? Early in the game. They had a couple ganks down. I think their ganks went bad in the early game.